both of us were awake early, before sunrise. Jordan had so many bug bites in his tent that he got up and slept in the Forerunner for about half the night. I didn't have that much trouble, but I had gotten up and put on some bug spray during the middle of the night, and after that I had no more trouble. We thought if we took an early morning ride, we could find some new driftwood that had washed up on the beach. We had used all our firewood the night before, so if we wanted a fire to keep the bugs away tonight, we needed to find some wood before anyone else did. How's the French toast?
Actually really good.
Is it cooked all the way through? Nice and
warm?
warm?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Nice.
These are quail eggs that we found on the island that we're going to have for breakfast. Okay, so some context here. I told Jordan that I found those quail eggs, that I had tracked the quail tracks in the sand and found the nest and raided it for eggs and brought the eggs back to our campsite to cook them. When I told Jordan this, he looked at me like I was Daniel Boone or Davy Crockett or something. So I actually bought the eggs at a grocery store called Publix, which is found here in Florida, and took them with me on the trip and hid them from Jordan until this happened. And you'll notice as he tries these things, he had a green tint in his face. He was a good sport. He wanted to eat them, but he seemed very hesitant to enjoy them to me.
Portsmouth Island quail eggs. Foraged.
If you find some shell, it's just calcium.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Okay, little, I mean...
Gamey?
Crunchy.
That's the shell. Gamey?
No.
Okay.
Tastes really good. Quite a bit of shell. There's another piece right there. I'm gonna...
Those shells were like bone. Cracking through bone.
Yeah, no, I just ate one. Oh, God. Stupid fly.
It's even bigger.
Okay, so we're as far north as you can go on Portsmouth Island. A few years ago, a hurricane created a new inlet that prevents you from driving to the old abandoned village. And that's what that is there. That inlet did not exist prior to the hurricane. I'll find out what the hurricane was and put it on the screen here. But now, it looks like a neat place to go fishing, which is what I'm gonna try. And Jordan wants to check it out.
This is honestly so calm. It's
Well, I think I got something. Called tug. Nah, the current just pulled it. So I left Jordan behind me over there fishing. I'm going back to the Forerunner to get my snorkeling gear. I want to snorkel around in that little bay. It is crystal clear and it's full of fish. I'm going to see if I see any flounder, and if I do, I'm going to come back this afternoon when the tide changes again with my gig and get some flounder. But I'm going for the snorkeling gear now. Sea turtle nest. These barricades are put up to mark it, and then the basket on top, or the little grid work on top, is to keep birds from stealing the sea turtle eggs. In some cases they have a lot more elaborate barriers around them, but this is pretty much what they look like, and even inside those more elaborate barriers.
Hello. Welcome to Jordan Smith Overland.
What have we got here?
Well, this is Fire to Spoon. So this is inspired by Harry Fisher. It's going to be an Asian/Indian, so it's an Asian fusion shrimp curry. So in there we've got mixed vegetables, but instead of the Asian spices, we've gone with Indian. So a little bit of garam masala, a little bit of curry powder. So it's going to be spicy, but yeah, a little bit of the soy sauce in there as well. A little bit of fish sauce, and then we're going in there with the beautiful Mayport shrimp from Jacksonville, and those are going in just a second, actually.
So there's the finished product. I think my man Jordan outdid me. This looks better than my picanha from last night. Okay, working with a limited number of sand anchors, I remembered something that I see in almost all of Tim Bates' videos. When he straps down his awning, he just uses 2 guy lines to the same anchor, and it works like a charm. It doesn't get in the way as much as having 2 stretched out into the open area, and I did that on both sides, and we didn't have any trouble with this thing budging the whole weekend here. So try that out the next time you anchor down your awning or your shelter, whatever you're using. Just do that. 2 guy wires to the same anchor works like a charm. Thank you, WeatherTech. Overall, the WeatherTechs did pretty awesome. Okay, I've heard it said that you can take a hot beer and put it into the cooler if you have a cooler with ice, and in 7 minutes, it is the right temperature to drink. I'm gonna try that right now. It's pretty good. It's cold enough to drink for me. I'm not sure what kind of wood this is that we found on the beach, but it is like that forge in the Avengers where they made Thor the axe. That's how hot it is. And it burns and leaves black smoke everywhere. I think the Coast Guard's gonna come soon and try to find out what's going on here. We were hoping this log would last us for hours. Not so, I'm afraid. And we can't even sit close enough to it to enjoy it. If you find some driftwood and it produces noxious yellow gas, is that a problem? So I'm waiting for the ferry to take us back to the mainland so we can make our 10-hour ride back home. It's a wonderful trip, beautiful, beautiful beaches. We don't have a place like this in Florida. Don't. It's worth the 10-hour drive to get to a place where you can be on an almost deserted island. Even on a holiday weekend, you know, the closest campsite to us was 2 miles in one direction and a half a mile in the other direction. That's the closest we were to anybody. So Jordan, what did you think about Portsmouth Island?
It was truly one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. The bugs are horrible though. They attack you in swarms. It's so bad. It's so bad.
How bad is it?
It's really hot. That's what it is. Jerk. How long has that been on?
Right when I handed you the phone.
It comes on
Jordan
immediately.
keeps turning my heat seater on, and so I thought, let's get him on the camera and see how he likes it.
Woo.
We don't need vehicles with seat warmers in
Grief.
Florida. Well, maybe on a really cold day it might be nice. Okay, seriously.
I feel like I've messed myself.
The bugs were really bad. So we encountered bugs that were small enough to go through the mesh on our tents.
I'm not so sure, honestly.
I think they did. What do you think?
I think I left the tent open for too long and
I
they
don't
got
think
in.
I did. Maybe I don't think I did. I think they were that, because I couldn't even see them until I was in the swag with a light and I could barely see these little tiny dots moving around.
I don't know.
For
next time, so there's 2 different types of fly that I discovered. There's a big black one and a smaller yellow and orange one, which I was already familiar with, both of which can draw blood.
Mean suckers.
Both of which hurt like the devil when they bite you. Honestly, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. You could see the Milky Way.
Gorgeous.
as clear as a bell. The both nights that we were there. But the bugs, man.
So, let's see. What about?
Oh, and the thermocell did not work.
Not for those little bugs. I think it did help for the big ones.
Not for the flies.
You don't
either.
think so?
No, they didn't even care about DEET. It seemed like DEET attracted them.
Maybe it was beer breath.
You might as well.
Beer breath
Might as well be
attracts them.
putting like.
What about the inlet? Tell me about what do you think
oil
about the
over
beach
yourself.
itself, the inlet, the water. What about that?
So, you talking about the top of it, which
Yeah,
had
the
been
northern part
affected
of
by
the
the
mountain.
hurricane.
Right, Dorian, right?
Yeah. So 3 years ago, the Hurricane Dorian has. They said it had opened up
Several new inlets.
several new
We
inlets
kind
on
of
the
could see
island.
that when we were driving, where all of a sudden you'd see a wide open area where there were lots of shells. I
Yeah.
feel like during the right time of the month, that's underwater. I think
Maybe
probably
so.
water just goes across the island then.
Yeah. Yeah, so the top, the northernmost point that you could actually drive to opens up into a really super wide space and really huge wide beach, white sand, and then you've got the inlet right there as well. And that inlet was so nice. Really nice spot for catching fish. And
A lot of boaters and stuff there as well.
there are a lot of boaters there. It was a lot of people with families, a lot of people with kids
Yeah.
there as well. It was really nice. Really nice place. I could have stayed there all day, honestly, and fished and swam in the inlet, and it was perfect. I'll tell you one thing about that though. Swimming in any type of inlet, that was I've never felt a stronger current ever before swimming in the ocean. That was
Yes,
That was-
not a place to take some kids and turn them loose.
oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I could still touch the bottom, whenever I'm swimming, it was whipping. So yeah, it was whipping me out there. It was really fast, very strong current, and I would definitely advise anyone to be careful about that.
And so I guess we didn't get on there. Video just stopped on us. We didn't get on there about the distances, did we?
No.
Okay, so from the place where the ferry drops you off to the spot where we camped, what was that distance?
5.3 miles.
Okay, and from where we
And
camped,
that's not even the southernmost point of the island.
No,
So
right,
it's probably
right,
another
yeah.
like 2 miles that you could drive
yeah, at least.
down to the southernmost tip of the island, and then another 2. Yeah, so 5 miles from the ferry point to where we camped, 5.3 miles, and then from our campsite to the northernmost point of the island, it was 7.4 miles.
Got it. So all in all, drivable island, you're talking about excess of 12 miles
Yeah.
right now. And before the inlet was washed into the island, it was even greater than that, more like 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, and I mean, it changed a little bit because people were coming and going, but on Sunday night, and all day Sunday, our closest neighbor was what, a mile away?
About that.
And on the south side of us, it had to be, I don't think we had one.
No.
All the way back to it was almost 5 miles, right?
We didn't.
Nothing, nobody.
No.
So if you like to commit to camp in a remote area, remote being far from other people, to me this was a good place. I enjoyed that part of it.
Bring the strongest bug spray known to man.
Yep, they were bad.